Welcome back aboard BLERD Force 1 with your boy Mo. And today I'm joined by Corey Roy of TheGeekSpotTV, and we're going to be reviewing the infamous Madam Web. Yes, that's right. Madam Web is out in theaters, and we've got lots of opinions about that. So, Corey, you ready to get into this?
Oh man, I'm so ready to get into this debacle.
All right, let's get into it. Well, Corey, so we both went in and saw this. I think you saw this a week after I saw it. And look,
Yeah.
let's not bury the lead. There's no reason to pretend if you watch the supercast or listen to it or whatever. This is not a good movie. This movie's bad, but there's some stuff to it that's fine. But I kind of said my piece a little bit. I'm gonna say some more later. Corey, what did you think about this movie?
Well, look, I'm just going to get right into it. This movie shocked me how bad it was. It's
Wait a minute, did it really
awful.
shock? Wait a minute, did it really shock you? No, I need to hear this because I remember when we were talking about the trailer for this leading up to this, we were like, this shit looked cheap. It looked like CW or something like that. It looked like that was we said that. So are you really surprised? Were you surprised that it was
No,
that bad?
I I was I so let me backpedal a little bit. I was shocked at how bad it was. Like when I watched the trailer, I knew it wasn't going to be good. I was like, I'm not even ready to see this. I don't even know why we're doing a Madam Web. She's like a grade D character in the Spider-Man verse. I mean, she just shouldn't even be having her own solo movie. So I was like, okay, it's not going to be good. But I was shocked at how bad it was. This is piss poor bad. It's below par. I haven't seen a movie this bad since Fantastic Four, or I mean, Fant Four Stick, the one with Michael B. Jordan, and but it's worse than that.
What?
So this is
Wait,
bad. This is bad.
wait. So in the pantheon of bad movies, it's better than Morbius is better than this. Let's just call it
I
call it
think so.
like it is.
Yes.
There's not a Marvel movie that's worse than this. There's not. I'm an MCU
No.
movie. Every MCU movie is better than this.
Absolutely.
Every other Spider-Man movie is better than this. Like, but that's look. We knew this was going to be bad going into it. The question was how bad and what level of effort were we really going to see from this? And
Yeah.
we should have known. Should have known. I've known about this. The writers of Morbius wrote this. S.J. Clarkson is the director, and
Mm,
she's only ever really directed TV stuff to my knowledge.
hmm.
Um, and most of the people who are in this are relatively unknown or minorly known. Like I don't know who the hell the guy that played Ezekiel Sims was. No idea.
Me either.
All I know is he wasn't good enough to keep his regular dialogue because they ADR'd the shit out of his ass. Oh my
For
god,
real.
they did all. They're like, nope, we're gonna fix that in post. And like, just can you just say it again? Just say it again. Okay. Um,
For
Sydney,
real.
let me tell you, Sydney Sweeney is awful in this. She is
Yeah.
bad, and I can't tell. I cannot tell that she was in, she was in an actually good thing, Euphoria, because the way she acts in this,
Hmm.
she acts like she's never been in anything. Now, I
I
don't know if
agree.
that's that her dialogue sucked anyway. So now, like this, as I was telling my Lottie on the Supercast, these are people who know how to act with nothing to work
Hmm.
with. This
Yeah.
script is terrible. I mean, the script is bad. It's so bad that I still think that if this had been made 20 years ago, it still would have
Hmm.
been just a mediocre superhero movie.
Mm.
Um,
You
and,
make a
all,
good point.
and
This movie is 20 years too late.
it's 20 years too late and still not good. Like, and here's the other thing: where the superhero X at? Where the superheroes at? In a
Mm,
fucking dream sequence, and then
yeah.
I heard somebody say, Madam Web, Cassandra, she what's her name, Cass, whatever the fuck her name is, um,
Oh
Cassandra
yeah.
Web.
Cassandra Web.
Cassandra Web. She uses what they said, it's like in that Nicolas Cage movie, Knowing or whatever. She had that power, and I was like, God damn, y'all pulled that.
You know,
So
the sad part about it is they don't even explain how she. They don't even explain it. It just happened because she hit the
yeah,
water.
I was hoping that they would steal the idea from Doctor Strange and Infinity War, like where he's seen
Mm.
all of the permutations, and so she just is picking the one that works out best. I was hoping they'd do that. Nope. It just I sort of know. I've seen some shit. So by the time we get to the end of the movie, we're supposed to understand that she's died many times doing that final sequence, and now she's just doing the
Oh
path
God.
that works. We're supposed to know that.
Yeah. They do a terrible job in explaining that. That's how bad that movie is. If you're not paying attention, you have no idea that she's gone through the loop like they did in
Yeah.
the movie with Tom Cruise, and but they could have played
Yeah.
that up, but they didn't. It's awful.
It was so. I mean, the movie it fails on a storytelling,
Absolutely.
level. And it fails in some of the most basic ways. Like I said, superhero movie, no superhero. No tights. The only time you see anybody in tights is the bad guy or in a dream sequence where in the future sometime we'll never ever fucking see because this movie is garbage and it's never getting a sequel. Some superhero should happen. And look, in that part, I was like, cool. I'm like, okay, I'm with this. These girls, they suited up and they booted up, they ready to go and they gonna kill your ass. Cool. All right. Never see that again. And it's just them being annoying ass teenagers who, for some reason, are scared to death of a guy until they get into the woods. Then they're like, you know what? Let's go eat.
Yes.
Wait a minute. And the smart one, it's just like, I guess so. Oh, okay, come on
Yes.
now.
Oh God.
And
They like, let's go eat. And then they know they're supposed to be hiding. So then they want to get on top of a table and start dancing with Britney Spears playing.
It was that, and I was sort of been like, why y'all got Sydney Sweeney just like dressed up like she's a reject from a Catholic schoolgirl porn. Then I was like, oh,
Right.
they did do Britney Spears. I guess that makes sense. Like they were pulling so hard, and like I want to ask them, I'm like, who is this movie for? I'm trying to figure this out. Can't be for girl power, stuff. It can't be for women that are like, yeah, girl power, because nothing's empowering about this fucking movie, right?
I agree.
It's what's empowering about it. Like it's for nostalgia's sake. Okay, anybody clamoring from early 2000s anything, not me. Right?
There is nothing in this movie that even draws you in. They try. See, this is the thing about Sony that disappoints me so much. They think we're that dumb that they can just give us a trailer and throw bits of Spider stuff in there and give us a half-ass bootleg Spider-Man in the trailer and think we're just going to be like, oh my God, it must be Spider-Man. Let's go to the movie theaters. They did such a piss poor job. And then this is marketing. They flipped it on our ass because they made us think that we were going to see some superheroes. Just like you said, the length that you see them in the trailer is exactly the length that they're in the movie. And I'm pissed off at Sony for that. They shouldn't even have did this movie. I listened to your review earlier. You were spot on when you were like, who were the executives, the writers, the producers in charge who greenlit this film? They should be buried.
Fire them. Get rid of
Yes.
because these motherfuckers saw the dailies, they saw the rough edit, they saw the final edit, and they're like, send it up. Remember in the movie Elf? Remember in Elf when Buddy's dad was like, oh, the last two pages, who gives a fuck? Send it. That's them. That is them. Yeah. And they sat there and sent this shit like it was not even like it was something. They knew it was nothing. Look, this is one of the first times I'm like, you know what? Y'all should have just like took the tax write-off. This shit would there's no reason to do this movie. This movie's only redeeming, it only has a few redeeming qualities. Only a few.
Uh-oh.
And they are this. Mike Epps was pretty good for the little time he's in it. He's pretty good. Agree. I was like, oh, my boy Mike Epps is in here and he's acting better than pretty much everybody else. What the fuck's happening here? Adam Scott, good. Don't he shouldn't have been in the fucking movie. Who gives?
Yeah.
You know. All right, cool. Emma Roberts doing what she can with some bullshit. You know, plot points. And they kept doing this little thing like, oh, it's Peter Parker. Ha 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 ha. Peter. I'm
oh
like,
God, I hated
you
that.
son motherfuckers. It's nothing to do with this movie.
They gotta stop doing that. Trying to tie this stuff into previous Spider-Man.
I mean, it's tied in because Madam Web, but like and then they have the goddamn nerve. The nerve
I know what you're about to talk about.
At the very end to have this woman wheeling around with her little her blindness and her little quadriplegic thing going. They have the nerve to be like, you can't wait to see what you're gonna. Not a fuck thing. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. God, my God. The more I think about this movie, I cannot wait for this to get to streaming. I'm going to get this. I'm going to fucking watch it, record myself. I'm going to drag this motherfucking movie because it pisses me off so much. Every one of these characters was done a disservice. Every one of these actors was done a disservice. So Celeste O'Connor did her damnedest to make Maddie Franklin something. She tried very hard to make Maddie Franklin something. And hardly succeeded in making that happen. And not her fault. I think she was trying hard. But I figured Dakota Johnson got to set and started reading this, and she was like,
oh, you can tell.
She's like, okay.
You can tell.
Because her delivery is like wood.
Oh, God.
It's like wood.
Flat.
I'm like,
especially the line that everybody makes fun of on the internet about my mother was in the jungle and was, you know.
I wish it had been in the fucking movie because at least then I could have laughed at it. This shit wasn't in the movie. The everything they gave Cassandra Web to do was fucking stupid. Like
it was.
Like everything. She took a time. Oh, this motherfucker is looking for all four of them. Right? In the New York tri-state area. He got fucking Big Brother NSA satellite bullshit technology that can track them down. And she's like, stay at my friend's house. I'm gonna go to the Amazon for a week. And she gets there.
Oh my God.
She gets there. Obviously it's on a set. It's clearly on a set. She gets there. These fake ass Spider-Man come around, and they're like, "Oh, it's a special spider. That's what happened." That's y'all's answer. Okay, all right.
It was so weak.
By that time, the justification for most of the movie was so bullshit. I was like, "All right, well, you know what? Why not? Why not?"
I was thinking the same thing. The dude was literally chasing their ass the night before. She wakes up the next morning and is like, I'm going to the Amazon for a week. What the hell are you talking about? This dude is literally chasing y'all.
And wait a minute. He knew what she looked like. She went back into the city. I'm presuming she goes through toll roads and none of this shit makes sense. It is, dude. Oh my God.
I was trying to think to myself, because he had the lady that had all the cameras everywhere. How the hell did she get to the Amazon without them spotting her at the airport, getting on the plane? I was like, come on now.
Because
this
reasons.
Didn't make no sense.
Obviously because reason. It was 20 years ago. Clearly we were too stupid. This is post 9/11. You think that, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Y'all, this ain't 1997. It's 2005. The TSA is up in your ass. Okay.
And these fake ass spider people, the thing I couldn't understand is it seemed like these fake ass spider people almost looked like they were generic Spider-Man costumes, but Spider-Man ain't even here yet.
Yep, that's the okie doke. It's the okie doke.
Like, why do we even need this? It was so bad. But see, this is what I do. This is what I blame. And why? Hold on here.
Okay, yeah.
I blame Venom. I blame Venom.
Okay.
This is why I blame Venom. Because if Venom was not successful, then Sony wouldn't have thought they could do this bullshit. Because Venom was so damn successful, now they were like, oh snap. Well, let me see what other people we got in the Spider-Verse so we can do these movies and make these anti-heroes and all that. This is because of Venom. Venom is the problem. Ever since Venom, I blame Venom. If Venom did not do so big, we wouldn't have this shit right now. I'm actually hoping, but I'm hoping that Craven tanks. Only so that maybe Sony can think, okay, let's stop. We need to stop this. That's what I'm hoping. But I blame Venom.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. The thing about Venom is at least it has a big star who's really pushing hard. Just like Deadpool has a big star that's really pushing hard for the creative control of what's happening. That's cool.
Yeah.
No one gave a fuck about this. Like,
absolutely,
I'm just saying, if the screenwriters were seriously like in love with this character and they wanted to do right, but none of this would have happened. And then
people need to stop.
Go ahead, yeah. And then they shoehorn in these other three characters. There's no reason for that. You could have told a Madam Web story without any of the three of them,
exactly,
and it still would have worked. You heard that they tried to get two different Spider-Men to be in this.
I heard about
that. Thank God that shit didn't happen.
Me too. I'm so glad. God, you know how bad that would have looked?
Garbage.
And also the thing about this that's frustrating for me too is the average moviegoer doesn't know that this is Sony. They're probably attributing this all to Marvel, which messes up Marvel when they actually do another movie because they're like, oh, I heard Madam Web was bad, so I guess this is going to be bad too. Yep. This has nothing to do with Marvel Studios. Yep. And I will never, well, I won't say never, but anything Marvel has done, even their worst movie, is leaps and bounds over this because they care. They care. You can look at even though they may not be all great, you can still tell that they care about what they're doing. Sony didn't give a fuck about this. They didn't care. They got the same writers, which I just found out. I mean, the same writers from Morbius. Like, didn't you learn something from that?
Not just more. They've done a lot of other shit movies too. So it's not just that. They did Dracula Untold, which I love it. I know
I heard about that. I heard that was bad.
Everyone loves that one. But now this is just this is like Sony is. They are, knee deep in the quicksand, and they just were like, well, maybe there's more down here. No, yeah, there's more down here. You're fucking up the Spider-Man. Yeah. They're making a case for why only Marvel should be making anything Spider-Man related.
Absolutely.
Craven, I have high hopes, but this is not a good. Like my hopes are about right here, right? They're about right here. If I see another trailer, maybe it'll go up. But like, if this next trailer looks like it should be coming on after Arrow, then nah, this shit is done. Like I'm telling you, I'm over Sony thinking they got something because they got the thing is they got one hit lottery ticket. It hit hard. And they're like, shoot, I'm gonna keep on playing. And the next one, you're throwing bad money after bad money after bad money. Stop doing it. Just. And
Madam Web, out of all the characters in the toy box, Madam freaking Web, come on, like Madam Web is a support character. That's all she is. She supports Spider-Man. And they didn't need to give her own movie. Absolutely not. But the problem is, like you said, they just keep digging in the toy box. Like, what else can we pull out? What else can we pull out? It's sad. And I hate to say it, but he's the worst villain I've ever seen.
Nah, he's garbage.
The worst villain I've ever seen. I mean, you're right. Looking at him, it was almost like I was watching Saturday Kung Fu Theater. With his lines were so dubbed so bad. I was like, I don't even know what he's saying right now. Yeah. Even when he was spider swinging through the whole city, he was still talking in the same voice. Like, what? It was just bad. It was just so bad.
Yeah. I mean, we could beat this dead horse for hours. The point is, movie sucks. It has a few redeeming qualities that are
you give it more than I do.
completely overwhelmed by all of the bad. You should not go watch this. When it hits streaming, if you have other things to watch those things first. If you really just have to watch it. All right, wait for streaming. Don't pay for it on stream. Don't VOD. Wait for it to hit like Netflix or something like that, or Tubi. Just wait for Tubi. And you'll be good. Anyway.
It's perfect for Tubi. It is so perfect for Tubi.
Anyway.
For real. Tyler Perry, I hate to say it, but Tyler Perry could have written a better script than what we got right there.
I told you, Tyler Perry's Enter the Spider Peoples. That was
that's exactly what it was.
Medea and the Spider Peoples. That's exactly what it. That would have been better than this.
Exactly.
So.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think that's all of our thoughts on this. I don't know. Maybe you guys had a different opinion. Don't know why, but maybe you do. Or you just wanted to comment on what we had to say. Get down to the comment section. Leave your thoughts there. Of course, you can always hit me up. supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com. super_not_funny show on TikTok. BLERD FORCE 1 _force 1 on Instagram and on Threads. Thanks a lot, Corey, for joining me for this. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.